You hear it all the time, right? Big achievements start with big dreams. But how? How do you actually build that bridge from some idea in your head to something real? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're going to look at a framework for becoming the architect of your own change. Just think about that word for a second. Impossibility. Back in 1960, landing on the moon wasn't just seen as difficult, it was considered technologically impossible. Yet, less than 10 years later, the entire world is glued to their TV sets watching it happen live. Just incredible.
So how on earth did they pull that off? How did a whole nation go from impossible to reality in under a decade? Well, it all started with a single, clear, and unbelievably bold challenge. That one goal acted like a magnet, pulling in all the nation's resources, its creativity, its ambition. Everything focused on that single point. It just goes to show you what's possible when you give imagination a crystal clear target.
Okay, but this isn't just some history lesson about space travel. This exact same principle of turning the impossible into the possible, it applies directly to our own lives. The journey from where you are right now to where you really want to be, well, it starts with that very same tool, the power of your imagination. So let's get real for a second. Can this actually apply to something as big as your financial situation? Can a poor person become wealthy? The framework we're exploring says, absolutely, of course. But look, it's not magic, it's a process. And that's what we're going to do right now, break down the core pillars of that process. So where do we even begin? Well, before you take any action on the outside, the real work has to start on the inside. It all starts with what you believe. Your mindset is the foundation for everything that follows. So let's look at the 3 pillars that build this internal framework. These 3 pillars kind of work in a sequence. First, you've got to face your fears. No more hiding, just look them right in the eye. That's followed by building a genuine belief in yourself, a real conviction that you're capable. And finally, you have to have the humility to ask for wisdom, to seek guidance from people who've already walked the path. And this quote, wow, it just perfectly captures that 3rd pillar, asking for wisdom. It completely reframes the whole idea. You're not wishing for your problems to just vanish. Instead, you're wishing for the internal strength and the skills you need to overcome them. It's a huge shift from wanting the world to change to building your own capability. All right, so once that mindset is established, it's time to actually do something. It's time to translate that belief into real action. This next set of pillars is basically the engine of transformation. It's how you convert your thoughts into results through good old-fashioned effort and discipline. So these 4 pillars are the practical steps, right? Willpower gives you the direction. Intensity gives you the energy. Discipline provides the structure that keeps you going. And fighting for what's right, well, that gives you the purpose. Altogether, they create this focused, meaningful momentum.
At the very core of all this is your willpower. It's that conscious decision you make that the past does not get to define your future. It's the starting point. It allows you to use discipline to clean up your mistakes, and then you invest your energy with intensity to make damn sure that next year is totally different from the last one. So mindset gets you started and action gets you moving. But, effort without a plan can be a huge waste of energy. It's like running full speed in the wrong direction. These next pillars are all about guiding that energy intelligently, working smarter, not just harder. A really powerful strategy is just reframing how we see time. There's this great concept from a speaker named Bill Bailey. See, when you think, I've got 20 more years, it feels infinite and it's so easy to procrastinate. But what if you reframe it? Say you love to go fishing once a year. Instead of thinking 20 more years, you think, I have 20 more times. Whoa. All of a sudden, that creates a real sense of urgency, and it forces you to value every single chance you get. Here's another crucial strategic shift, this one from the mentor Earl Schoaf. He put it so simply, wages make you a living. They pay the bills, and that's important. But profits are what make you a fortune. We're talking about what you earn beyond your basic wages and then, and this is key, what you actively reinvest. The strategy is to shift from being just a wage earner to also becoming a profit generator. Okay, with mindset, action, and strategy in place, there's a final set of pillars that holds the whole thing together, your character. This isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are, especially when no one is watching. It's your integrity, your principles, especially when you're under pressure. A huge test of character is how you handle your mistakes, and we all make them. This framework suggests a really simple 2-step process. First, be brutally honest with yourself. No excuses, just own it. Second, go to the people you affected and use that powerful phrase, I'm sorry. That 1-2 punch of internal accountability and external repair can fundamentally change the direction of any relationship.
This is such a core principle of character. You attract what you are. If you want loyal, honest people in your life, you have to demand that integrity from yourself first. You become the standard. You set the bar for the quality of people that you bring into your life.
So we've laid out the whole thing, the pillars of mindset, action, strategy, and character. We've got the complete framework right here. But that brings us to the final and maybe the most important challenge of all. This is the promise of the framework. This unique combination of desire, planning, effort, and just plain perseverance, it will always work. The formula itself, this combination of all the pillars working together, it's a reliable, proven system. The principles themselves don't fail.
And this is the crucial point. The system itself is not on trial. The principles aren't being tested. The real question is not whether the formula works, but whether the person will work the formula. In this whole equation, the only unknown variable is you. The power and the responsibility, it all lies with the individual.
And so that leaves us with one final, very personal question. We've laid out the entire architecture for change. We've seen that the impossible can become possible. The only question left is the one right here. Will you work the formula?